There's been a lot of controversy about drug prices. Some of these cancer drugs are prohibitively expensive, asthma drugs. Do you get to a point with companies where, even market volumes are not sufficient? I mean, how can you fight the tide of such dramatic price increases for many of these drugs?
Well, there's a couple things that we do. The one that it has been most effective is to have this set of tools that enable a company. And I was the head of product development at Genentech. So if you told me, look, if you meet this target product profile, you have a guaranteed stream of revenue, that's actually kind of nice as a product developer. You do a lot of risky things. So what a volume guarantee does at its finest is lowers my risk. I kind of like that in my portfolio, a nice stream of revenue that I can look at and I can have greater confidence than some of my more risky bets. Mm-hmm. There's another thing that I think pharma and biotech can be very positive about right now, and that's corporate social responsibility. We use our volume guarantees and our tiered pricing and other tools for market failures to say we can help you with a good business proposition, but we also think you should have a heart. And many, many companies do. So corporate social responsibility, for example, has led to many of the pharmas donating drugs for mass drug administration for neglected tropical diseases. So that's really great for these companies, great for their employees to know about it, great for their public perception as well. So the thing that we don't pick sides. So it actually isn't awkward for us. We're for patients and we're for people who are suffering from inequity. So all the dialogue about drug prices and all of that exists today. Mm-hmm. What we focus on is how do we get in the hands of the people who need it the most the remedies they need to have a healthy, productive life. The other example, and I know that you've talked about this in Asia as well, we have an approach called financial services for the poor. Mm-hmm. So we know that cell phones and smarter phones, they may not meet our definition of a smartphone, but smarter phones are in the hands of now billions of people in the world. How does that translate into good things for the poor? So we've actually used advocacy to make sure that the regulations that govern banks are pro-poor, so that when these cell phones are in the hands of a smallholder farmer, they can be used for crop insurance, they can be used for loans, they can be used for savings, so that a woman who's a smallholder farmer can have a cell phone loaded cash that she can use to send her kids to school. Now that's really great policy and advocacy on our part to make sure that the market is skewed towards the poor. That's the way we think at the Gates Foundation.